Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. I'm going to take a quick look here at Matic, and just before we do, we'll take a quick peek at Bitcoin as well, because I think it's important to understand just kind of the state of what's going on there. We're very good shape, of course. Obviously, if you haven't been living under a rock, you'd probably know that, but the price did dip down to about 60,000, 66,000 yesterday, rather, to bounce off that support level, and it's been up ever since. So pretty awesome situation there. And I think all in all, Bitcoin's in good shape to continue making higher highs and higher lows. So all is well there. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at Matic. And just before we do, I'm sorry, in case you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I've just been trading for a very long time, and I've been teaching people how to become better traders as well for a very long time, and it's a really rewarding experience for me, but also for my patrons as well too. So check out my Patreon community. I have a trading community / signal group where I send out signals for every single trade that I take, as well as just a really awesome collaborative environment where we can all learn and grow together. It's a really cool situation. I couldn't be happier with the results because I'm playing an impactful role in people's lives now, and it's really rewarding to me and obviously my members. So check that out. I've got a link in the description below for all that extra stuff. Anyways, for now, let's look at Matic. What we're looking at here is a 4-hour chart first, just to kind of give a quick baseline. You can see we're under the 50-day set moving average. That's kind of a resistance level, for lack of better terms. It tried to break through a couple of times recently, but didn't. So until we get back up with that moving average, I think we might continue to see that hold the price down. Not to say that it won't break through, but it is technically making lower highs and lower lows just yet on the FAR chart. So we want to kind of pay close attention. Now, a lot of people just kind of have the mindset of, hey, Matic's the coin that I like to invest in, so I'm just going to go ahead and add to my position now. It's not terrible, because it did come down and bounce off the support level here, right? And if you look at this was a previous high, at least a close on the one-day candlestick high. So that is a good support level moving forward. So I think it's fairly safe to say for the moment that 175 may be the lowest point for Matic. Okay, so not all bad news there. Let's take a quick peek at the one-day chart as well. The moving averages are also trailing behind, which is good. Potential bearish divergence on the MACD, not a big deal. RSI bounced over 50. This is a big deal. I like to see that the RSI is bouncing off 50, and effectively that is working as a support level. Again, that's concurrent with the previous all-time correction, the previous high, one-day candlestick close high here that caused the price to effectively bounce, right? So we got that support level and the 50 working together. It's basically one and the same at this point, considering the fact that that major support level held in place. Let's look at the 1-hour chart and kind of see what's going on with the cloud. We are breaking, we're trying to break above the cloud. So if we can get these candlesticks to close, to stay above the cloud, then we're going to be in pretty good shape. It's getting rejected out, but I don't think that's permanent. I think that could continue to progress upwards, just based on the simple fact that this is a pretty steep little decline for the cloud. And all the price has to do is go sideways right now, right? So if we can get this 1-hour candlestick, the next one, to go ahead and close above the cloud, I think that'd be a good buy signal to potentially go long. Let's also see where TD sequential's at. We got a nice little reset here. We've had a nice period of consolidation. As you can see, we had a 9 followed by a significant decrease, right? So Matic got hit kind of hard. I think the likelihood of it continuing upwards is probably fairly high. But the key takeaway here is we need to start making higher highs and higher lows, and we haven't done that yet. So perhaps that 1-hour Ichimoku cloud breakthrough could be what we're looking for. So I've noticed that's a very strong, benefit, a big picture benefit. But keep this in mind too, though, it's not foolproof, right? If you look back here, you look at this guy right here, that definitely tells us that the price broke above, kind of rode out, and then eventually sold off, right? So, keep this in mind too, though. Here's another reason why we look at Bitcoin, because we look at the 8th here. Let's take a quick look at that. November 8th, we see this nice little decline here, right? Does Bitcoin have similar behavior? It does. There was a decline here as well. So I would say that, Matic, even though it's not exactly following Bitcoin to a T, it does have a tendency of responding to Bitcoin sell-offs, right? So that sell-off there being in place, as long as Bitcoin doesn't sell off again to, say, 67,000 or 66, I think it might be safe to presume the price will continue to start making higher highs moving forward. I think that's a good likelihood. So let's go ahead and take a look at the potential of where Matic could be here if we were to break out from this little section. And let's go ahead and just quickly note where the support and resistance levels are. So we can see here, we've got a support level right at about 183. So the price does retrace back down, and we could expect a potential bounce there. We've also got a resistance level here coming up right at about 190. And then a relative consistent 195 for a resistance channel there. That's the 0.5 on Fibonacci. That's about the halfway point. You can see the price kind of got close to getting stopped out there and here as well. And of course, we'll go ahead and mark the more recent high at about 215. So I would say hypothetically, say you took entry now, you're shooting for a push to the upside. I would say somewhere in the range of just say $2 would be a good primary target to shoot for. Even though I do think that big picture Matic does have more potential to do much better than that. That would maybe be a good immediate goal, just based on Fibonacci retracement here. And let's go ahead and look at, I would say, let's go with best case scenario here, and let's see what Fibonacci would tell us if the price were to continue to progress upwards, right? So say we're to go up and it were to break its all-time high, because I believe that's the high. Let's see. Okay, it's not. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so this is a one-day high candlestick close high, right? So right there, one-day candlestick closed about 245. That was the highest point in which the one-day candlestick allowed for the price to go, right? So granted, the all-time high is up here, which coincidentally is pretty darn close to where the Fibonacci retracement lines are. So what we could see, and I think that'd be a good target for you, is to set your target, your profit target 3 to like 266, because then that would kind of, you'd be able to fill that order just before it hit that resistance level. But again, we got this resistance channel here in between, what is it, 245 and 270. So that's a little resistance channel there. In between now and then, we got some room for growth. Obviously, there's plenty of room for improvement, but for lack of better terms, if Matic can do what it did, just say on the 28th of October, that big pump right there, and we do that again, and we'll be able to see that happen a lot very soon, right? But for lack of better terms, we're looking at the 28th to the 10th right now. That's roughly about 2 weeks. So it's taken, Matic approximately 2 weeks to perform this well. So another 2 weeks, we could hypothetically see the price double, right? Correction, not the price double. We could see the price move twice as high as it is right now, if that makes sense, right? So this time frame here, we can essentially double that, and it wouldn't be a 2x by any means, but it would definitely 2x its current size, or move the same route. So what I'm getting at here, to make it really simple, is that I think its all-time high is very likely to be tested by month end. I think by year end it'll be broken. That's just my 2 cents there. So I think taking a long position now to the upside is pretty comfortable, pretty realistic, except for the simple fact, again, just keep this in mind, it's still making lower highs and lower lows on the 1-day chart and even the 4-hour chart. We need that 1 hour or the 4-hour chart to reflect higher highs and higher lows. And until we get there, we don't have a lot to go on. So I would say that it might be best to wait and see how the price responds to the cloud. If the cloud can hold, that might be a good consideration to take entry. But another good consideration would be to maybe take your consider putting adding to your position closer to about 184. So I'm gonna go ahead and put alert in for 185 and make sure that if the price comes closer there and it's still holding above the cloud, then that would maybe be a good consideration to take entry. But keep this in mind, if you're like a long-term, Matic, for a fact Matic is your coin, right? Then you don't necessarily have to wait for an extra, 3 to 4 cents. That's not going to be a deal breaker at the end of the day when the price is breaking, 250 or higher, right? So just keep that in mind. But for right now, me personally, since I usually like to do, some more shorter term swing type of trades or swing trades that I'll usually close within a couple of days or a couple of weeks, my personal opinion, it would be advantageous to consider waiting just because we don't have that full-on confirmation. And we can see here the cloud is still effectively holding the price down right now. So if it keeps holding it down and it keeps pushing down, then their next target would be somewhere in the range of 175 for the next entry. Okay, so just bear that in mind. So we're not out of the woods yet. There's not a tremendous amount of bullish indicators here for Matic right now, but I don't think that we're going to see the price come much lower than 175. That's my personal opinion. So if it does come down to 175, that'd be an excellent place to take entry. But for right now, we got to wait for the cloud to break through and kind of see where it goes from there. So I'll just take another look at Matic here soon. Please, to my patrons, request that I cover this again soon. I know I've been covering a lot of different stuff, but Matic I think is important. So I'm going to take another look at it when I get that alert to trigger, if it were to, and then we'll take it from there, and we'll just kind of see where we're going here. So all in all, yeah, again, Matic's in good shape. Just the lower highs and lower lows concern me a little bit at this point. We got to break that trend first. Okay. So thanks again for watching. If you're not already currently a member of my Patreon community, check that out, of course. Really awesome trading community. We're all learning, growing together. I share every single trade that I take, and it'll likely be that I'll take a Matic trade here soon, closer to 175/185, depending on how the price continues. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.